Hi guys, and welcome to another review. This time it's the brand new Toyota RAV4. Like most of the Toyota range now in the UK, it only comes as a hybrid. So it's got a 2.5 litre petrol hybrid engine in this car. Puts out 215 brake horsepower in front wheel drive, guys. If you get the all-wheel drive version, you get another 4 horsepower, so 219. Similarly, the 0 to 62 miles per hour acceleration time is slightly different. It's 8.4 for the front wheel drive car, and with the better grip, I suppose, for the all-wheel drive, you can do it in 8.1 seconds. Top speed for both is 112 miles per hour. So they start from about 30,000 pounds and they go up to about 38,000 pounds. You get the icon spec, you get design, you get excel, and then you get dynamic. I gotta say, it's a real step up from the previous RAV4 in terms of its look and its design. I really like the big, chunky, chiseled look that it's got. It's got a real presence, quite handsome, I would say. But the real question about these cars is that how practical are they? Because to be honest, they're used by families in the urban environment, hence front wheel drive is good enough for these cars. You don't really take them off road. So really what we need to do is to look at the practicality of that, and of course we're going to start as usual by checking out the boot. So talking of practicality, one of the most important things of course is fuel economy, and I've been getting about 50 miles per gallon out of this thing driving around town. So power liftgate, of course, as you would expect, and alone in this boot space, which as you can see is pretty vast, it does have a tonneau cover as well, so you can push that back there. This is 580 litres of space just in here. Very handy. It's got a very low floor and easy to get stuff over. Underneath here there's a space saver tire. So not a tire repair kit, but actual tire with all the toolkit and everything like that. Over here there's a pocket, and up here there is a power supply. Of course you've got 60/40 split folding rear seats. If you fold the seats down, you get 1,690 litres of space. So pretty much like a van. It is absolutely gargantuan. But we don't want to fold the rear seats down. What we want to do is actually get into them and see if they are comfortable for somebody of 6'2" height like me. So let's do that next. Here we go, check this out. Oh my goodness. Now remember, this seat is a driver's seat and it is actually set for my driving position at 6'2", and yet look at me, I have got tons of knee room. I've got plenty of wiggle room down there for my feet, no problem with my shins either, and tons of headroom as well. Look at that, quite, I can wear a top hat in here. This is incredible. Lots of room in here, and I can even, if I want, I can recline this further back, and there you go, look at that. So I can actually lay back. I feel like I've got even more room down here. It's incredible. I like the trim on these seats. These are the half leather, half cloth trim seats, and this is a center armrest with 2 cup holders. Of course it's got child seat and isofix anchor points, 2 AC vents back here. That's good. What's even better is USB plugs. Look at that. I do like it when they put USB plugs in the back of family cars, because that's what the kids need, right? And pretty big grab handles here, which are replicated in the front, speakers, pockets there. That's pretty much all you get. But the main thing about the car is the fact that it's nice and spacious. It's got a big window, so it's quite airy. There isn't a sunroof on this particular spec car, but it doesn't really need it. It's pretty good. But what's it like in the front? Well, that's the most important thing. Let's do that next. So here we go in the front of the car, nice and spacious as you'd expect. And let's just start this up so you can see what happens here. Of course, there's no sound at all. Although I will say it makes a strange sort of sound reversing. I don't know if that's just the electric motor reversing it or whatever. And there you can see the fuel economy, as I mentioned. I mean, it's gone down since I've been filming and stuff like that. DAB radio, but of course, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But this car is packed with kit. I mean, look at this list. It just goes on for like 3 pages, and I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. But it's got things like pre-collision system. So it's got all the safety things, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, all the rest of it, all the airbags, isofix, hill start assist is all there. It's got dual zone climate control, lots and lots and lots of features, as you can see. You know what, it's just too much to go into. Well, I'm just going to show you around this car, and nice big screen floating up there, very easy to use. There's a USB down here, as you can see. So once you plug your phone into that, then obviously it all comes alive, and then that goes into Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, which is what I use, and that's all very easy to use. But you've also got sat nav and all the rest of it over there. Dual zone climate control, heated seats, so that's quite nice. There's a traction off button. There are your modes. Really, you don't really need to do much with this car. We'll take it for a little drive, but I haven't even bothered to use it in sport mode. It's just not that sort of car. You don't even need eco because it is economical as it is. So really, just normal is actually the best place to leave it. Nice little tray there to leave your phone. There's your automatic gearbox. There's your cup holders. And I've got my sanitizer and stuff in there, but as you can see, a big cubby box there. But also another two, I mean, this has got altogether 5 USB plugs, which is actually fantastic. A little thing there as well. Over this side, another little pocket down there. That's quite handy. There's your boot opener, and a little card slot, it seems like, I think, to put maybe your parking tickets and stuff like that. And there's your fuel filler release. Door pocket, seats, all the rest of it. It's all like just as you'd expect in terms of space and comfort. Easy all-round visibility, nice big mirrors, I have to say, and of course adjustable from here. They also fold in when you lock the car. You sit pretty high, good rear visibility through the mirror, pretty good all round. So let's now take it for a drive. So here we go, we are now moving, and you can see that this is, of course, a CVT. That's how Toyota do use gearboxes with their hybrid systems. There's always CVTs. But, you know, the CVTs have been getting better and better. And to be honest, like, you really don't notice, you know, unless, like I said, I mean, even though it's got sort of step changes in it. It sort of mimics a real gearbox, even though it's not really. But actually, it's less obtrusive than most CVTs that you've tried or that you would try. So actually, it's pretty good, and no real issues there at all. But you know, like I said before, and you can hear my tripod just banging around in the back there. Sorry, I should have secured that. But like I said before, this is not about being a sporty drive. I mean, this is about being a comfortable, easy, and competent drive. And in that matter, and in that area, it does very, very well. It's very easy to maneuver. The chunky squared off looks actually help place the car, because you can see the dimensions very easily. Of course, it's got a reversing camera with the lines, so it shows you exactly where the car is going. It's got quite chunky tires on it, so with quite large sidewalls on the tires, so curbing it is obviously slightly less of an issue than it normally would be, which is a good thing because it's got those black wheels and you really don't want to scrape those. So that's also quite good. Very light power steering, of course, as you would expect. Again, you can do the one-hand thing if you want. We're not talking feed, we're not talking feedback, but we are talking reasonable response, reasonably accurate. Does just, you know, the helm is very faithful to the input that you give it. Brakes, again, same thing. You don't have to adjust to them at all. They are very smooth, very linear, very reassuringly strong. No issues whatsoever there. And again, performance also, it accelerates. It's fine. I mean, it's not it's not gonna, you know, pin your head back into the headrest or anything like that. But you know, when you need to overtake or anything like that, there you go. The acceleration is there, and the car will move off. And you know, then once it picks up momentum, it actually glides very, very well indeed. I've driven it on the motorway, no issues. You just set the cruise control, and you're absolutely fine. And doesn't suffer too much from buffeting as well, which is actually quite surprising considering it's quite a blunt sort of tall body design, but actually seems to cope really well with that. Very quiet as well, as you would expect, obviously being a hybrid. A lot of the time it's whispering away in electric mode. It seems to spend quite a bit of its time in electric mode, actually. The only thing is I've noticed that, and actually not so much I've noticed, but other people have noticed, people that have been outside the car have remarked that when I reverse it, it makes quite an odd noise. I suspect that's because it's reversing on electric power or something like that. So other than that, or maybe it goes into the CVT gear, maybe it has a different gear for reversing, I'm not sure, but it does make a little bit of a noise, or maybe it's just there to alert people that it's reversing, but it's not a beep beep thing or anything like that. So So generally I would say this is a car, and of course, and around town it's a good size as well. It's not too wide or anything like that. So again, in town when you're driving around through narrow roads and stuff like that, it's never a problem. Like I said, placing it is very easy. Reverse parking it is very easy, again because of the camera, but also because you can quite easily place the car, and it's quite intuitive, it's quite instinctive in the way that it handles and the way it maneuvers. It's very comfortable as well. You do get a little bit of thud and stuff like that. I mean, it is, you know, yeah, you can see it there. So it's not so soft, it's quite firm, as you can see there, just going over a speed bump. But that also means that the rest of, you know, it'll be pretty solid and stable. It doesn't wallow, it doesn't float or anything like that. So you know, if you're prone to seasickness or anything like, or travel sickness, then that shouldn't be so much of an issue in this car, because it rides really flat, stays pretty solid, stays pretty stable. But you do hear a little bit of bump thump from the surface, etc. So overall, then, I've got to say the Toyota RAV4 is everything I expected it to be. Very competent, very good, very accessible, very, very practical. Undoubtedly, it's going to be very reliable and pretty much indestructible, because it's a Toyota. So really, for a family around town, it's really good value for money, and it's probably a really, really good choice for them to have. You know, it's one of those cars where it's you can buy it, and then that's it. You're sorted. You don't have to worry about anything for the next 4 or 5 years. It's got a 5-year warranty on this thing. So you can just comfortable, reliable, hassle-free motoring. That's what it does. So great car. I like it. There's my review. Thumbs up from the Brown Car Guy. Let me know what you think of the car, the review, anything else you want to talk about in the comments above below elsewhere. Make sure that you're subscribing to youtube.com/Brown Car Guy. Make sure you follow me on social media channels. Just search for #Brown Car Guy on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and of course subscribe to browncarguy.com. If you enjoy my videos, then maybe you can support me on patreon.com/Shazad Sheikh. I'll put the link below, and there you'll also find some exclusive content and perhaps some goodies like this hat. So go check it out. If you can't, please continue to like, share, comment, subscribe. All of that is really appreciated. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you again soon in the next one.